Hello, Wine Wednesday and Essential Oil Stuff. Welcome. I am coming to you from my deck, my beautiful deck. You can see the little water garden there in the back. You can hear the water running. You can hear birds chirping. It's just lovely out. Beautiful evening. I hope you're enjoying yours. Let me know you're here. Tell me what kind of bird, what's your favorite bird to watch? We spend a lot of time watching the hummingbirds at that little feeder, and I'll tell you, for such a tiny little bird, they sure do have a lot of guts, and and they're not afraid of us. I mean, we can sit out on the deck and they come really close to us, so it's fun. Quick sip. Okay, last week I talked about the Serenity Restful Blend, and the winner of my drawing was Carrie Shoup. So Carrie, there's some Serenity on its way to you as we speak. Tonight's wine is one that I talked about before. It's this Auspician. It's a nice little California Cabernet. Just a not too heavy, and I probably am saying the same things I said last time, but this is what I had, this is what I like, so I'm repeating myself. Tonight I'm going to talk about CBD oils and Copaiba. There's so much in the news about CBD oils, and you know, just speaking for myself, I have issues with pain. I've had fibromyalgia for years, and most of the time it's under check. But living out here and the weekends this time of year just really kick my butt. Between the gardening, working at the horse sanctuary, doing really stupid things like helping Bob unload a pickup truck full of stone. I mean, I don't do anything during the week, and I do it all on the weekends, and then Monday and Tuesday I pay for it. And I was so sore this week that I thought, you know what, I've broken out the Copaiba multiple times, and that's what I want to talk about tonight. So I want to give you a little tutorial about cannabinoids, and I'm going to go down a little bunny trail here for a minute. You know how I'm always talking about if anybody can tell me how to reverse the camera, so when I hold up my wine bottle, you get to see what the label is without it being backwards? Well, I found out that yes, you can fix that with an iPhone. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android. And everything I've found online and read about is that you can't do it through Facebook with an Android. So here we are. And again, if anybody out there knows how to fix that with an Android, please let me know. So I don't know much about iPhones. I don't have an iPhone, but I do know about Word. And I know that Word will print in reverse. And I made a little chart for you guys tonight, and I printed it in reverse. So I am thinking that you can actually read this. So show me some love. If you can read this, show me some love, because I wanted to make sure that this is something that might be helpful for you. So I'm going to do just a quick tutorial about cannabinoids. And our body has several cannabinoid receptors, and I'm going to discuss two of them tonight. It's the CB1 and the CB2. Now, the CB1 receptors are tied to your brain and the central nervous system, and body functions such as energy levels, stress levels, sleep, your mood, all are tied to the CB1 receptors. The CB2 have to do with the endocrine system and also your immune system. So inflammatory responses are affected with the CB2 receptors, and that's what I want to focus on tonight, you know, because oftentimes inflammatory responses mean pain. So that's what I want to talk about. Now, with respect to these two receptors, there are two types of cannabinoids I want to talk about. We've got the endocannabinoids, which are those that occur naturally within your body. And really, as I was reading about this, it's fascinating. I mean, our bodies are fascinating. But I'm not going to talk about that just because, you know, I like to keep these fairly short. But I am going to talk about the exocannabinoids, and those are the ones that occur outside of your body. So there's a couple types. There's the plant-based, which obviously is what I'm going to talk about in terms of essential oils, and then there's the synthetic-based. So, of the plants, we have the CBDs, the THCs, and the BCPs. Now, the CBDs are what you're hearing about with the CBD oil, okay? And that's what everybody's talking about. The THC is, if you're a boomer like I am, that's what everybody wants to do, but we just don't anymore. And then the BCPs are what I want to talk about in terms of Copaiba. So the CBD oil comes from hemp or marijuana, and it affects the CB1 and the CB2 receptors, but it affects them indirectly. So what that means is that it affects something else that then affects those receptors. So it's not as an immediate response. Organically, it's not in an oil form, so it is sold, most of it is sold with a carrier oil, and then you just apply it topically. Okay, THC has the psychotropic effects. Just not even going to talk about that tonight. That's a topic for another night. But then the BCP, these bind directly with the CB2 receptors, so you get a much quicker response. It's comprised of some larger molecules, so they break down not as quickly, so it's also more of a lasting effect. There are many essential oils that have the BCP properties, but Copaiba has the largest concentration of them. So that's why I wanted to talk about Copaiba tonight. Hey guys, I see Cindy's watching and Sue. Thanks for coming, you guys. Okay, so in terms of Copaiba, why would you want to get Copaiba over the CBD oil? Well, in terms of doTERRA's Copaiba, it's pure. You know there's no contaminants, there's no additives. So you know that what you're applying or ingesting is in its purest form. This bottle, this 15 milliliter bottle, is $35 with the wholesale price. I don't know how much CBD oil is, but if you bought it in its absolute pure form, I would guess it's probably a lot more. I apply the Copaiba essential oil topically. I've been having issues with my arm. I suspect it's tennis elbow or maybe even carpal tunnel, but it's the tendon that runs from my wrist to my elbow. And I've been putting the Copaiba directly on it, and it gives me a lot of relief. doTERRA also has Copaiba in a soft gel. And I actually take one of these a day, just for overall immune support and inflammatory, well, not support, but to help combat inflammatory responses, because I seem to have a lot of those. I have a lot of weird autoimmune stuff. So I do take one of these, and I'll tell you guys, I don't really notice a difference when I take them, but I notice when I don't. Especially on the weekends, you know, I get busy and I don't take, you know, I forget to take my supplements. And then I'm also very active on the weekends. And again, on Monday, I am crippled. So I really am making more of an effort to be diligent, about taking my soft gels. So I have a lot of stories about Copaiba from other folks who have found it to be very effective. I'm happy to share any of those if someone, if any of you want to know more about them. Again, I think this is a really interesting subject. I think our bodies are amazing, and I have a lot more information about this, cannabinoids in general, in one of the classes. I have a mini class on my website, and if you're interested in learning more, you can go to sherryoils.com and register for the classroom. You'll get immediate access to it, and then I have them categorized, so look for the mini classes, and the one about Copaiba and the CBD oils are in the mini class. It's easy format, it's a blog format, so you just read at your own pace. And at the end of each of my classes, I have a survey. And if you, it's a really short one, but it really helps me because feedback helps me make things better and present them in a way that that folks like, so that you learn more. And that's ultimately my goal here. So if you take the class and complete the survey, I'll put your name in a drawing, and I will draw the name, and the winner will get, I will send them a 15 milliliter bottle of Copaiba, which again, wholesale price is $35. And I'll announce that at next week's Wine Wednesday. So I hope that was a little bit interesting for you. I appreciate you watching, and I also appreciate the likes and the shares that everybody does for me. If you have any other questions, you can text me, email me, however you want to reach me. And I hope y'all have a great rest of the week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.